Hey guys, welcome back, and this is an update on the Osinachi Nwachukwu's case, and it is rather shocking the kind of things people are bringing out. So this particular Tanzanian pastor and so-called prophet who has said he has been listening and hearing from God for so long, surprisingly most of his revelations come about popular people, especially Nigerian gospel ministers. Just a few months ago, thereabout, his name is Pastor Allen Mzire. He's a Tanzanian pastor and prophet. And just a few months ago, he made a post about Victoria Renze and all the revelations God was giving him about her lifestyle and all that. And he didn't stop there. Just a few hours to a few days ago, about 2 days ago, he came through saying that Osinachi Nwachukwu didn't make it to heaven because of her bad lifestyle. Now, according to him, in the post which he made on Facebook, he said, "Let me give a warning first. Ever since I shared a revelation about Victoria Renze, people have been attacking me negatively and claiming that I'm sharing false revelation that mislead people. I want to say this, no one is forced to believe me or what I write. So if you feel like I'm sharing lies, don't waste your time to write me an essay trying to prove me wrong. Comments will be deleted and accounts will be blocked. I don't waste time on arguments. I wasn't thinking about this topic at all. I didn't even imagine the Lord would talk to me about it, but I have to obey him. I'm sorry for heading it if the truth hurts. I'm not the heaven gatekeeper, but what I hear from the Lord, I'm told I will say it. I was in the bathroom when I heard the voice of the Lord speaking to me. He said, go and talk about Osinachi Nwachukwu and how she failed to enter the gates of heaven because of worldly adornment. He spoke a few words and then went silent. I was wondering why the Lord told me to talk about Osinachi after so many days have passed. But let me say what the Lord desires so that his people can reflect from this and abandon worldly adornment. I don't have to talk about her background because she's even more famous in Africa and possibly in the world now, since the news of her domestic violence became headlines even in my country. It's so tragic that she died in the hands of a cruel and heartless husband. It was after her death that all the stories of her domestic violence resurfaced that she has been experiencing from her husband. I was so sad to hear all about it, but I became even sadder to hear from the Lord that she failed to enter the gates of heaven. The Lord told me, it is true that I anointed her and gave her the gift of worship. She was my servant, but she failed to separate from worldly adornment. As a result, she was not allowed to enter the kingdom of heaven because of worldly adornment. This is a very sad thing, saints. The Lord is very serious when it comes to his word. He does not change, nor will he change. If he says that no jewelry for his children, then we must obey his word regardless of where we congregate. He went further. Now, this is all he posted on his Facebook. He went further to mention some, Bible scriptures. First was Genesis 35, 1-4. Second was Exodus 33, 4-5. Third was Isaiah 3, 16-24. And 1 Peter 3, 3. 1 Timothy 2, 9-10. And then he concluded by saying, these scriptures are from the New Testament, so this is not about being under the law, but it's a commandment the Lord gave through his apostle, Paul. No compromise. It is so sad how many churches today talk about repentance and hell, but they do not preach about the things that will cause you to miss heaven, especially outward adornment like fake hair, wig, makeup, jewelry, pants for women. No matter how much the church overlooks these things, but to God they are important to talk about because they take women to hell. You may ask me, where is Osinachi then? Well, I don't know, What I know is that she failed to enter the gate of heaven because of worldly adornment. No matter how anointed or used by the Lord someone is, if he is attached to worldly things, he will not make it to heaven no matter what. The gifts of God are irrevocable. That means you can still be used by God to heal, prophesy, and you can even raise the dead, but that is not a guarantee that you will enter heaven. He concluded by adding Matthew chapter 7 from 21 to 23. Now, one thing for sure that I'm going to make out of all this, to me, it's nonsense, this so-called self-acclaimed prophet and pastor is saying, because how could or how can a woman who is so conscious of heaven, who is so conscious of her step and her work with God, who is so conscious about what to do right and not to do wrong about the kingdom of heaven, down to the point of enduring so much pain and heartache in an abusive marriage, not to be told by God that she was doing some certain things wrong. A woman that was ministering through her music week in, week out, who was always seeking the face of God to direct her in the paths of righteousness. How would she not be told by God himself that there was something wrong she was doing that could lead her to hell? Everything this pastor has said is pure trash to me. Pure trash, really, because what I've noticed is most men of God, especially all this rampant, crazy Christianity, some people are developing these days, just come out with one doctrine or the other, one way or the other, and start feeling like they know it all. Out of their own personal self-thought and self-gratification, they bring a doctrine and force people to follow. Like, of all times to even make a statement such as this is now. Like he said, I guess he's just feeling like he's a God's assistant or the gatekeeper of heaven. Okay, like even down to the point of asking him, even down to the point of where he said that if you ask him where is Osinachi, he said he doesn't know, but he knows she didn't make heaven. A lot of people just want to chase for clout, get popularity from people who think like them, and they do that the best times where cases like this are trending. They just use controversies and get to misdirect people and just put people into a new form of mental religious slavery. And I hope not a lot of people will be careful of pastors like this one. He's even from Tanzania.